Alright, here we are. Game 1 between Planet Dog and Rocket Scientists. Best of 3 in the semifinals. And we get right on into this draft. I'm finally no longer alone. I'm joined here by my co-caster, PQMZ. Luckily enough for me and my voice. We're into this draft. We take a look. Nyx and Clockwork banned out by Rocket Scientists. Night Stalker Puck, Dragonite by Planet Dog. First two picks for both teams. Sand King, Crystal Maiden for Rocket Scientists. Planet Dog, Rubik, and the Queen of Pain. So, what do you think of this draft so far?
I think it's pretty confident from PD to be picking up Qual this early, especially when, even though CM's been nerfed and stuff, the hero's still like kind of annoying to play against in all the situations. It was kind of an actual follow-up pick to Sand King, so I'm not so sure, but I've got to say that they're probably going to be 70-30, if not more, favored in this, just on like player basis.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who Rocket Scientists are personally.
I've played with some of them and against all of them, I think.
How did it go?
Well, that was a long time ago, but I don't think they're quite on the same level. But I'd be happily proved wrong. Sometimes all you need is the right draft when you know what you're doing, and it sets you up to be in a really easy position.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the draft is all you need, but in a best of 3, do you think?
Oh, this is best of 3 already?
Yeah, semifinals,
Alright,
best
my
of 3.
bad.
No, it wasn't. I was just gonna say, like, you know, it'll help them maybe once if they can get the right draft, but do you think they could do it twice against a team like Planet Dog?
That probably makes the odds like 95-5 or something, knowing it's best of 3.
There are some gamblers ready to take your 5%. I know for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd take that 5%. I'd bet like a £1 item or something and then cash out big when they upset. But
so they end up banning out the Darkseer and the Bat Rider on Rocket Scientist, Dragonite and Ember Spirit for Planet Dog, and then pick up the Bane. So Bane, Rubik. I love this support duo. Just a lot of control for them.
And Bane kind of doubles as that like ogre-esque hero that can go around the map and bully heroes and win the one-on-one skirmishes against a lot of the other supports. So you normally never see two ranged supports these days unless you play something like Qual, because that hero is just broken.
Earth Spirit.
And then,
just from the bans, like you can see the Rocket Scientists want to like secure their safe lane a lot. They don't want to have to worry about that. They want their supports to be able to like roam freely. Those are two of the best off laners at like keeping supports in place. And it's kind of vice versa for Planet Dog. They want like easy kills on the mid laner, and they also want heroes that don't disable the Quap as the game goes on.
I speak for the trees.
Nature's Prophet comes out for Planet Dog, so Earth Spirit with the Crystal Maiden, I feel like they're also sort of that roaming support duo that can kind of make things happen, especially rolling Boulder with Frostbite. Just
they're really weak though.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
That's the biggest problem with these two heroes. Like you need your cores to be the ones that do things. You just kind of enable them through your spells. And Sand King's a pretty good hero to gank for once he gets his levels. And then they have a lot of options on things to pick right now. Lena's kind of like stereotypical mid, works really well with their draft. They've got an insane amount of lockdown. Gives you a way to push out the waves if the game deteriorates into split push.
I just don't, you know, I don't see Earth Spirit and Crystal Maiden personally being able to take out the Quap over mid, even with the Luna. Just blink away, has that ability to just get out of harm's way.
You're definitely going to need like level 3 on the Earth Spirit, so he's got 1 point in each of his spells, which is going to take a while probably.
Yeah, sometimes you see Earth Spirit kind of roaming around, sits at that level 1 for way too long, just trying to make a play happen.
He might just end up pulling in the safe lane for a while, or going bottom with his Sand King and leeching some levels. I don't think the way you play this hero anymore is you roam mid level 1 unless you're trying to snipe a courier.
Mhm.
Or, you know, you want to like secure your levels a
10
bit more.
seconds remaining.
You can sacrifice if the lane needs you to, but I don't
5
think Lina needs
seconds
much help
remaining.
against Quap unless the Bane starts in the area.
Reserve
Obviously, a question that always pops into my mind when I see a Sand King is the Sand King going to be going safe lane, and they'll have their carry go off lane with both the Earth Spirit and the Crystal Maiden up against someone like a Nature's Prophet?
I don't think it's necessarily good this game because the supports are super weak in a fighting scenario. Like Rubik will do more than CM for the first few levels. Bane is one of the best brawling supports in the game, so contesting the lane will be really hard for them.
Dire team pick.
If they wanted to do that and like sacrifice that lane to win their 2 solo lanes, Selena generally does a bit better than Quap unless you get outplayed or there's a roam hero, and Sand King will do fine against Nature's Prophet. If he just starts to like PMS, buys a Quelling Blade, maybe
10
ferries herself.
seconds remaining.
So both teams looking for
5
their
seconds
safe lane
remaining.
carry. I was going to ask who do you think they're going to come out with, but they pick before I
Radiant
can ask the
team
question. They
pick.
come with Slark. So Slark, Lina, Earth Spirit, Crystal Maiden, Sand King. That's a lot of control. Pounce Leash, Light Strike Array, everything that Earth Spirit throws at you. Frostbite and Burrow Strike. Just a lot to handle for Planet Dog.
10 seconds
And it's a pretty
remaining.
easy Slack game, unless the Quap gets really out of control.
5 seconds remaining.
Which I don't see it being easy for her.
Yeah, it's pretty mobile, though, for Planet Dog if they do get
Reserve
to
time.
a good enough point where Nature's Prophet can move around the map and try and make space for that Quap. But who do you think they come with last in that carry position for them? Someone who kind of works well with this lineup. Maybe someone pretty mobile.
I feel like they'd want an active hero just based on the fact their other 2 cores are quite farm heavy. And their supports, you know, they can set things up, but they still need like a upfront damage load other than the Quap, I feel like. By the time I even open the hero pool, they're probably going to have picked, but let's see. I was just gonna say AM's actually not that bad, but it goes completely against the whole being active part. And it's kind of you know, you have these 3 cores who can push out lanes really easily, and you're gonna try and draw the game out to the point where the AM is just like the item or 2 ahead of Slark, and he can jump on Lina, kill her with an Abyssal really easily. The biggest problem though is their D push is pretty garbage. So if ever Mastermind gets, you know, enough farm on Lina and starts hitting towers, it's kind of hard for them to stop unless they literally cut the wave. And they're really squishy to like a Sand King jump as well. So I wouldn't favor them based on draft, personally. I
10
think they have
seconds
to
remaining.
outplay the opponent a lot for this draft to look better.
5 seconds remaining.
So, Sand King, Crystal Maiden, Earth Spirit, Lina, Slark up against Anti-Mage, Nature's Prophet, Bane, Queen of Pain, and Rubik. I kind of agree with you where the, you know, draft-wise, it should favor Rocket Scientist, but I'm also coming off watching Planet Dogs just do so well in a game where I just feel like they're way better than Rocket Scientists are ready for.
Hopefully it isn't as bad as we both think. But considering we followed Planet Dog last time, the day before yesterday, they did really well. You know, was it 1 game short in the end?
I think it might have been.
Because they went 1-1 in the finals, right?
Who
Oh
ended
no,
up
they got 2-0, didn't they?
by Cool Beans? I think they might have.
Yeah, I've slept since, so details are sketchy.
Let's take a look around the horn, and immediately we do see a smoke coming out from Planet Dogs. They've got Kaiser on that Quap, Swift Ending playing the Anti-Mage, J4 on the Bane, 33 with that off-lane, Nature's Prophet, Milan with the Rubik on the other side. Faye's going to be playing that Slark, Mastermind on the Lina, Solon is on the Crystal Maiden, Bashruk is going to be on the Earth Spirit, and then finally Heja, or Heya, I don't know, sometimes accents from other countries. You don't say the J, but he's going to be on the Sankin.
Typical pauses from qualifiers.
Too bad for them. I've got a 5-minute delay. If they want to see that they smoked.
Nearly every team smokes at the start of the game. It's pretty scripted. We've yet to really see, like, I imagine it'll happen at TI a bit, but that tournament always has a metagame of its own, so it's hard to take it and apply it outside. But for the past few months, when teams have been smoking and placing wards, there's been very few like changes to that. You normally see strategies like this kind of roll in and roll out every few months based on a few things. It's really just mind games, especially if you don't know the guys you're playing against. This ward just got scouted as well, so that should get dewarded. It's a pretty big deal. Prophet's gonna really want to be able to see where their supports are, and he's gonna want to like use the trees to zone the Slack as much as possible. So if he's having to use them to scout, he's like a lot weaker in the lane.
Also, pretty excited to see a Nature's Prophet game again. The last one I casted was, or the last one I casted was last night during NA Open qualifiers, their first round, and the Nature's Prophet went with an item build of just straight Dagon 5, no boots, Flying Courier, and Blade Mail.
They won, right?
No, they ended up losing.
Well, that might have been why.
That game was such a joke. It was great. But let's get
Typical NA Dota.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get into this one, which hopefully isn't as bad. I don't expect 33 to have a Flying Courier throughout his time in this game.
If it goes like 90 minutes, maybe.
So we'll take a look at how the lanes are setting up. Kaiser over mid against that Luna Mastermind. We take a look over bottom. Swift Ending's going to be here with Milan up against what looks to be Heya on the Sanking. It's tri-lane up top for Rocket Scientists of Solen, Slark, played by Faye, as well as Bushrock. And they're going to be up against the Bane as well as the Nature's Prophet.
And this is a problem with like picking Slack. Your lanes are generally just so weak.
Yeah, J4 really just completely striking down Rocket Scientist, but he gets hit by the Rolling Boulder. Coming in with the Frostbite is going to be Solen. He's pounce leashed, and actually First Blood goes the way of Planet Dog as 33 kills off the Earth Spirit first. And Solen's going to get credit for the kill on the Bane.
Yeah, that's a kill that shouldn't be happening, just a small misstep. And he gets punished. So the trade is probably in favor of the tri-lane for that, but he's just going to come straight back up. He started with a null, so his stats are super sick this early. And if they can control this lane, they're going to look really, really strong early. Because the Sand King's not really going to be able to do that much to like zone the AM. You just trade hits, you win with mana break, your Rubik starts pulling, game feels pretty good. Pop does okay against Lena most of the time. He's outplaying her at the moment. Lena went for this stun build at level 1. That's probably why.
Yeah, stun build against Kaiser with a stun that does seem pretty choreographed by the hero the way it's thrown. It just seems like Kaiser won't be in really much of any danger.
It's more of a CS thing. Like you can almost guarantee 2 CS a wave if you play with the Dragon Slave early. And that's kind of why Lena's so annoying. Because his nukes are really strong, but when you go stun and the passive, you kind of mitigate that a lot. But I'm not really a Lena player.
We can actually come over on this Quap, who's going to salve up. Get about to full health. Might make the jump in on Mastermind if he's not too careful. I would expect maybe wait for the Scream of Pain to be up on Qual before he makes an aggressive play like that. So, thinking about it, I feel like, you know, we saw it the other day, Ag's Anti-Mage is a possibility in this game as we take a look over at Faye, who's going to get hit by that Nightmare. Brain Sap might come out next, but J4 is going to be pushed up by Bushrock. Comes in with a Rolling Boulder.
Invisibility.
I don't know if it's the best Ags game. It's mostly the Alina. Personally, I'm a Linken's fan when I play AA Anti-Mage. I just very rarely see the point of getting Ags.
Let's take a look over mid once more. Take a look at Kaiser. Does have that Scream of Pain, and Sand King's gonna ditch the off lane to try and make a move over mid. There's the Dragon Slayer, just touches Kaiser. They're gonna get stunned with the Burrow Strike as well as the Light Strike Array. They line it up, get the kill, and it is pretty easy. But Milan with the Telekinesis thrown at the tower. It's actually gonna be tanked by Mastermind, and they might have found themselves another one. They've got the Mango, another stun comes out. Dragon Slave again. Milan will fall, and the rotation coming out is gonna cause them to die again and lose another one. Actually try to go towards Mastermind with these treants, but I don't see anybody else coming their way, and as such, Quap's going to get the kill over mid.
Considering how far this Selina's getting chased, and she's probably going to die with it anyway, it's not that bad of a trade for Planet Dog.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So Quap's going to probably get the benefit of this. She'll hit 6 first in this trade, I think.
Gets the creep wave to farm while Lena was running around and then getting killed.
This'll come in handy.
It's still not that bad for the Dire because they need to make things happen around their Lena. I feel like their lanes are going horribly. Their Sand King has 4 CS, the Slack has 10. So the way you deal with this is you move your heroes. The more you stagnate the laning stage, the worse it becomes for you. You're just kind of accepting your losses at that point. And the only hero that they can really move to play with is Valina right now.
And their top lane is getting harassed out quite a bit. The only reason that J4 really dropped was because 33 had moved on to get that kill on Lena. So we take a look over. Bushrock as well as Solen are going to move over towards mid with this smoke. Rolling Boulder and Frostbite might be enough. And actually, they're looking to take the long way around and wrap in. Nope, just a ward placement.
They're actually so low, this could go really badly if they miss their spells.
Especially with Queen of Pain now level 6.
Yeah, she's got a range drop as well, so she just...
He
doesn't have silence
comes
either.
Across and Kaiser immediately blinks away. And that's it, that's the gank.
This is probably just hindsight and me not being an Earth Spirit player, but I feel like if you're ganking heroes like Quap or Puck, you go 1-1-1. And then that's the kill with the roll. Instead, you know, super greedy.
And actually looking to get this kill over mid on Mastermind. Might be in a little bit of trouble with the Light Strike Array. Does hit on 2. Mastermind getting very low. The Brain Sap comes in from J4. And with Kaiser, you get the kill. They're going to look towards Crystal Maiden. Try to get more. 33 coming around the other end of the Roche Pit. Solen should be pretty dead, but there's the Frostbite. For the Shadow Strike, this Kaiser will throw it out. And Crystal Maiden is going to be a goner.
I scream bloody murder.
That should help.
This is kind of what I meant with the outplaying at the start of the game when I mentioned it in the draft. Like, if these events go in their favor, their draft looks like it's a lot easier, but the other team is messing up a lot.
And that mid over gank really didn't... That gank over mid didn't seem to really do anything for them, and actually just put him more in harm's way, and over mid they actually do get the kill on Milan, but that forces out Laguna Blade. They'll probably lose the Earth Spirit in return from the Shadow Strike.
He'll get denied.
Well, I suppose.
Oh,
Or not.
never
Here
mind.
comes 33
so
with the
greedy. That is so greedy, Jesus. Like, you just sit here and have your Lena to know you're there where they don't have lane vision.
Dire's top
Oh,
tower
man.
is
You
under
normally
attack.
expect teams to have a mid ward. You don't necessarily know where it is, but at least in the first 10 minutes of the game, it's super common stuff.
That's 33 though. Getting that kill. 3-0-2, doing very well in this game. We'll switch it over to the net worth now. We take a look at it. It's 33 top of the net worth, and someone we really haven't even talked about too much this game. Swift Ending, second in the net worth. Nothing has really involved him. He's been farming this whole time, and for that, you know, he's been rewarded with easy farm and really up there. Him compared to the Slark, it's a 1,300 net worth difference. And that's really big if you're Planet Dog.
Yeah, this is the game AM wants to play. Completely free safe lane. His supports are able to roam around the map, get things happening. You can push the wave out, pull the camp, get extra CS. It's what he wants to be happening. And the other team's not doing anything to like upset this rhythm. They tried the one gank mid, which failed horribly because of the skill build on ES, so they probably shouldn't have gone for it. If you're playing a worse team, that gank probably works, but you know, you have to expect that. You've seen these guys play, you know they're not like any kind of mugs. They know what they're doing.
And they're gonna try and go in again. They finally have the geomagnetic grip for that silence. Let's see if they can get the kill on Kaiser. Still a really hard kill to get.
Yeah, he definitely knows.
Illusion.
Yeah, and this is the problem with being the team that feels like you have to put the pressure on, is when these ganks don't work, you just kind of look back and say, well, what can I do? What's my play this game? And they're going to have to come up with something, because I feel like if you just wait for Sand King to get his blink, which he's pretty far away from, and try and AFK farm, it's not going to go your way.
I feel like for this game, it really does take a very good early game for Rocket Scientist to make something happen. You've got Nature's Prophet, who, you know, once he's got enough farm right now to really be pushing around the map and opening up space for Anti-Mage, and they haven't even touched Anti-Mage, and they need to really try to stop him from getting that Battle Fury, which he seems like he's going to have relatively soon. And then that becomes a huge problem for Rocket Scientist.
The only upside is that the Battle Fury is not an item that like makes him fight, so they do have a window to catch him out after that, but it's just harder. And the longer you wait, the harder the game gets. And when you're rotating your Lina like this, it's pretty obvious. It doesn't even end up getting the support kill.
Yeah, and then they've left this Earth Spirit over mid, who, yeah, he wants level 6, but again, if he's not too careful, could just die. Shadow Strike's gonna push him off the lane. Kaiser having a very easy time over mid since his last death, and then you take a look up top where you're gonna find J4 getting a lot of farm. He's level 6, he's 2 levels ahead of the Earth Spirit, and he's ready to go with that Fiend's Grip, which could lock them up a couple of more kills.
Yeah, they just need the vision, and then Prophet TP's in. It's pretty easy stuff.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But right now they're content with farming. Like, I think as far as they're concerned, they just counterplay. They make sure they have TPs on their heroes, which all of them do. They're all off cooldown. The other team makes a play, they just counterplay. The hardest part of it is making sure the correct TP heroes, the correct hero TPs in first. Other than that, it's pretty easy. So right now they just farm the lanes like they're doing. They win out on the economy. They know their late game is better. They just have to worry about like the mid game, where Sand King does get his initiation item, and Slack maybe gets a Shadow Blade if he wants to go that route.
And take a look up top. Faye, I don't even know if he's in a good spot if he wants to go after J4, because if a Nightmare comes out, Faye could be in a lot of trouble if he's locked up long enough. He'll just get 33 to come over, and Faye would be pretty much dead.
Yeah, this is like where you want your Bane to be tanking ganks, or like drawing a lot of pressure as well. Like you see the Spirit TP's up. This might not even be a kill if they don't play it perfectly. Because he's pretty tanky, you know, he's got 1100 health, he's got a Fairy Fire, he's got a wand, has 0 charges, but we'll see. Maybe he can play his way out.
So now they've got this pause, and they are going to try and make a move over top. Level 5 is Bashrock. And then they've also got Faye waiting just to kind of come in on this Bane. But I feel like if J4 just plays this the right way at level 8, I mean, Brain Sap alone is going to keep him alive a little bit longer. They could get 33 coming in and turn it around.
Yep. And this is not the game they want to be playing, where they're worried about not being able to kill a support Bane. To be fair, they probably think they can get the kill, and if it turns around, they're just gonna like lose all kind of feeling this game's winnable. So look how far out he is. Planet Dog don't really care if he dies to like a 3-4 man rotation, but he's just making space, and he's also really farmed, you know, like he's got his drums finished in base. It's a pretty good early fighting item. They already had one on MP though, so the aura's slightly less valuable.
Let's see, Kaiser going for that Orchid. Not too far off of it. Anti-Mage. Very close to that Battle Fury. A lot of push. That'll come out their way, especially with the Battle Fury. The farm's going to really ramp up for them. And we'll see him probably get a Manta Style and might even want to fight from there, as you're going to have 33 getting a Midas, getting a good amount of farm, Orchid out on the Quap. It just seems like Planet Dog, you know, despite it being 6-5, they're up 5,000 net worth and are doing pretty much everything right.
The kills really don't mean that much, unfortunately. It's all about the economy in this kind of game. And I'm not sure if it was a game I was casting with you or someone else, but recently there was like the 3 cores that just went to lanes, pushed them out. If one of them died, they didn't really care because they had the other 2 farming. Same kind of thing here. Only in this situation, your Bane also counts as a core, I suppose, because he's pushing out lanes and drawing space. While your Prophet farms the woods instead.
Look at Bane's next couple of items. Always love when they do that.
I mean, he's got 40 CS, you know, 27 to nice, it's pretty good shit.
He's above the Sand King. I mean, Bane's doing amazing. Let's see if they do go in for him.
I really don't think they can kill him without +1.
I think they're going to wrap all the way around, and J4, if he's got the fast enough reaction, he might be able to survive. He's going to be hit with that Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Rolling Boulder, but J4 still alive for the time being. There's the Brain Sap, and they are going to come in, try and get the kill with Sand King. The ulti flies through from 33, just a little bit late, so they did bring in that 3rd and will get the kill. They even bring up a 4th. So that means more open lanes for the side of Planet Dog. Yes, they lose the Bane, but it's really kind of seems like it's costing them a lot, and I don't think they'll be able to get the kill on Swift Ending.
I feel like they'd have been able to get a turnaround there as well if when the Prophet TPD wasn't hit by the boulder. So that was really fortunate. And at the end of the day, the anti-mage came up. You know, he can farm the woods out, but he's not able to like flash farm them and stay here as easily as he could in like 15 minutes. So overall, it's probably a win for the Dire. They still need the Earth Spirit to find 6 somewhere though.
It's getting close to it, but again, this is level 5, not even close to level 6, or close to level 6, at 14 minutes.
He's gonna tank a gank here, so he's doing his job. Like if they kill the Sand King here, it's a much bigger rotation. But this is kind of like the normal thing. You smoke, place some wards. If they feel like they can get the tower with the Prophet TPD, they can do that. But Luna's doing the right thing, pushing in bottom, getting some counter pressure elsewhere.
Yeah, they're going to try and take this tower. They've got Solen and the Sand King here to join the Luna, but they just push it in a little bit, and now they're going to TP over. So they're going to try and make something happen. They don't have level 6 still on Batroc. And let's see if they can even find themselves a kill. But while saying that, backing up is just going to be Planet Dog. You take a look up top, Swift Ending hitting away at Faye, Faye's forced to pounce away. And it just seems like where they're trying to put this pressure on them and try and get back at Planet Dog, it all seems to go wrong.
Yeah, I imagine once Sankin gets his blink, it becomes a bit easier, but those are not kills that are going to feel good giving up.
And again, the kill on this Slark up top. So that's, you know, their top core that they need to try and get some farm is he's not even got that Shadow Blade, and he was very close to it before he went down. So now he's dead. They're going to go towards this tier 2. Swift Ending just going to continue to push on forward, and he's only 200 gold away from getting himself a Battle Fury.
Yeah, it's not much for him to be scared of when he sees certain heroes on the map, so... And to be fair, the Slark's not doing too badly considering his start. It's not an easy game when your supports don't really have a say in how the lane goes.
Just Kaiser farming away still, and now you've got 33 J4 and Swift Ending pushing these tier 2s. And this is really... We've seen this pretty often, I feel like. Where teams where they, you know, they have the late game, but have a good enough early game to just keep the pressure on the entire time. Take a look over Milan, and he's actually going to stop that TP. He gets the telekinesis out, going to throw him back at the Sand King. So it buys time for the rest of his team. Milan's probably going to end up falling. He does use that Sandstorm, but Burrow Strike right through it will take him out. So 8-7, but again, Battle Fury finished off for the Anti-Mage, and a 6,000 net worth lead for Planet Dog.
Yeah, they basically just trade their Rubik for a tier 2. Pretty happy trade for them. They're getting a lot of good vision out as well now. It's the one upside to Slack, like this vision's not going to last very long, but it's what they can do with it that matters.
So Kaiser very close to that Orchid, 400 gold away, and has been farming at such a great rate for them. Top 3 of the net worth is Qual, the Nature's Prophet, and an Anti-Mage, and they're all pretty close to one another. And then behind them is Lulina, who's the closest, and then it kind of drops off a little bit between the Slark and the Sand King. So they're just behind quite a bit, where you're going to get this Orchid out on the Qual. See if Nature's Prophet goes for an Orchid as well.
I feel like 2 is a bit redundant in this game. I mean, it's a really nice item for Prophet, but we'll see what he opts for. This hero has like the biggest options, I think, in real games for items out of any hero. You tend to always see drums or a Midas, sometimes both. After that, it's like Shadow Blade, Orchid, 4-star. Seen Blade Mails. I don't know.
Seen Flying Couriers. He does have both Drum and Midas, though. And there's the Orchid for Kaiser.
And this is normally an item that you try and take advantage of when you have it, kind of similar to Blinks, but they don't need to do anything silly here. Their cores are like within 100 gold of each other, which is insane, considering how greedy they are.
Yeah, they've been farming very well, not really put themselves too deep, no big mistakes coming out, maybe a kill or two, really to let the rest of the team retreat. We saw it with Milan as the Rubik up top in that last engagement where he just tried to make time for the rest of his team, and they did get out. So it's kind of more sacrifice kills than getting picked off or really anything that wasn't warranted for them.
It's calculated by them. As said previously, it's just on the dire side to upset the rhythm of the game. Because right now, I keep going to say Pro Dota, Planet Dog are setting the pace of the game by pushing the waves in and making the other guys show on the map and deal with the waves. And until they upset that rhythm, the game's going to continue in this manner.
So Slark, see if he gets himself a kill. The Burrow Strike comes out, as well as the Pounce Leash, the Rolling Boulder. They get another kill on Milan, do stun up this Bane, but now Orchid's out on the Slark. Nothing in return coming through for Planet Dog, but that's just, again, just the support, just Milan. The rest of the team will move away. They'll continue to farm. You've got 33 farming bottom, Anti-Mage farming away now with a Yasha on top of that Battle Fury. I mean, I don't think Planet Dog even mind in the slightest losing just a Rubik.
No, I don't think they'll... Even if they lost the Bane as well there, I don't think they'd care. That's the issue when you're smoking into like such minimal aggressive vision. You have to take what you get. You don't get to pick and choose your path to be able to find a core.
Yeah, now they're kind of grouping up a little bit on the side of a Rocket Scientist, but that leaves their lanes very vulnerable. You see Anti-Mage pushing up top, 33, just maintaining the lane over bottom while continuing to farm away. He's going for first big item post Midas BKB. Take a look over bottom, Milan dead again. But I'll reiterate the point, that's just Milan. Like, they don't care.
That's a good kill though, because that's in a different scenario. That's a scenario where the Sand Kings moves towards the Slack and they get a free kill for nothing. That's very little investment from the team to get that. And it's a good boost to Slack's gold. Like, now he's kind of on par with the leader, he's only just over 1,000 behind. Considering the game, you know, he's doing pretty well, and that's a kill that they'll be happy with. Whereas when they smoke like 3 heroes and try and, you know, smoke towards an objective, get a crucial pick off and snowball the tower, and they don't get it and they just get a support, it's a lot worse, if that makes sense.
That does. Very well.
So yes, it's still a Rubik, but if they continue to like let that happen, which is, it's really easy for them to do, because for supports this game, until Qual gets a BKB and AM gets his Manta, they're just kind of moving around the map, not doing much. If they can predict ganks and tank them, that's great. But otherwise, they're walking ranged creeps until their team wants to fight.
Radiant's bottom tower.
You see up top, Qual gets that kill on the Earth Spirit, really all by herself. No real utility used, no smoke or anything. Just gets in there, Orchid, Shadow Strike, and does end up getting the kill. So Kaiser really rolling 3-1 and 2. We take a look at 33, still 3-0 and 2, and then Anti-Mage, you know, his stat line is 0-0 and 1, but farming up very well, almost at that Manta style.
I'm sure he'd wish there was a bit more space on the map though. Like, he's had a very constrained farming routine because of the other 2 heroes.
Pretty much in the jungle while 33 is pushing out the lane, and Quap is pushing out the lane as well.
He wants both though, that's like typical anti-mage.
So they are smoked up again.
Normally with a Battle Fury at what, 13.5, 14 minutes is when he got it, you'd expect Manta by 20. But the other 2 heroes are farming at like a similar pace, so they're just waiting for like the collaborative items. And when they get them all at once, it's going to be a huge power spy. And this is a really good time for Rocket Scientists to smoke, but again, they're smoking into no vision, just hoping that a hero falls into their lap.
And Milan was almost that hero again.
Poor Milan.
Yeah,
he's still level 12 though.
Yeah, and they move up top. Kaiser's gonna continue to push this lane, and Crystal Maiden does deny that tier 1 mid, but you're continuing to lose map control in a team like Planet Dog that is just so mobile.
And you really need the items to be able to catch them right now. Like Lina getting Shadow Blade is really nice, but how long are they even showing a lanes? He's got to read the game really well to get those kills. And the other problem is AM's pretty tanky with the spell shield. Quap has 1800 health. Prophet, same thing. He's probably going to want +1. And if that +1 is like the Sand King, then it's really obvious.
Oh, misses the stun. Tries to catch out 33, but even then, with a nice sprout there, I don't know if they're going to be able to catch him. He does force to pop that BKB. Just TP out to safety, but they do force the BKB, which is nice. What a small victory for him.
It's something, I suppose. But by the time Quap has hers, that BKB is going to be ready for the Prophet again, and if they would like, they can start maybe looking to take a fight.
The seeds of fortune.
'Tis mine.
The BKBs are like the power items here. Lina does a good amount of right-click damage when she's able to get free stacks and start turreting from the back. But, you know, if she gets gripped or something, she's their main damage outsource, physically.
Seems like now Swift Ending's kind of expanded his farm towards their opponent's jungle and farming still so well, looking for the Abyssal Blade next. Just, you know, they're all going to try and converge on him, but how do you really kill him off? You hope that Mastermind finds the stun and then line it up from there, and he actually finds the first stun. Let's see if they can get the kill. And that's it. They just stun. They know they can't kill him, and then they back off. Meanwhile, over mid, Sark might be in a little bit of trouble. He gets orchided up. He'll be able to retreat as well. Now a 10,000 gold lead for Planet Dog.
It's a pretty depressing game. I'd feel so bad if I was playing in it.
Kind of
it's
know
so
that.
hard for them to make moves.
Yeah.
The vision in their own woods is like, it's not even doing that much because it's so hard for them to get the heroes in the position. Like, to get that kill on AM, they'd need the Lina to predict the blink, and then they'd also need like 2 other heroes to make the move from like here to here by the time AM kills a camp. Which is not like easy at all. The heroes are pretty slow for the most part. Like, CM's renowned for her base movement speed being shitty.
So Swift Ending just going to show himself up top. The rest of the team is smoked up for Planet Dog. Another smoke kind of gone awry. The rest of Rocket Scientists are on the other side of the map. So
they might find Lina here now, though.
They've come over mid, so they might be able, they might be able to find Lina, who is over
they have
mid.
detection?
Mastermind, getting far away. The Shadow Blade and backs up all the way.
And there's a DD Slark as well, so if they saw that, they're probably going to be quite content to just continue dodging. Maelstrom up on
get the stun onto Swift Ending. He's going to get hit by that Magnetize, stunned up again, no silence, so he's going to be able to run right now. And with all that, they only get him down to about half health, and that's it.
5 heroes, half health on the anti-mage. Thinking face.
Laguna Blade and the stun, BKB pops.
That's a good kill.
And you get the kill and the BKB pop. Thinking he can get away.
That's the kind of thing they need to have happening. Where they predict the movement of one of the heroes. Prophet's probably the easiest, because if he ever sees multiple heroes rotate to one side of the map, he's going to TP to the other side and start pushing the lanes. And, you know, this is an easy stun for SK.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Structures are fortified.
Or not.
Bottom, I'm completely missing this. Kaiser's going to try and come in. J4 stays alive for a little bit longer. The Burrow Strike's going to be out on Qual. Nina's the first one to die. They get the Scream of Pain blink in, or actually it's Milan getting the kill with the Fade Bolt. So 2 for 2-ish kind of trade.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Like, Lina was invis on the lane, giving vision on 2 heroes. Sen King starts channeling his Epi when he could just blink stun 2 heroes. Lina follow-up stuns, gets his Epi, they kill both. Or they at least kill one and force pop the BKB and blink away. Because I think Laguna was still on cooldown. But they end up fucking it up royally. Because of that. They don't even kill the Bane, who they jump with the Epi.
So over in the Roach Pit, they do end up taking it out, getting the Aegis now on Anti-Mage. And we talk about how Slark had this slow start. He now leads top of the net worth on his side, and it's Silver Edge Lincoln's for him. So just has to be careful. There's the stun coming in, Rolling Boulder as well. Silence Up is going to be this Earth Spirit. Now they've got the Burrow Strike to hit on a couple of these heroes. He's got the Aegis, so he's not too worried about losing his life the first time. Rubik's going to end up dropping next. Crystal Maiden will fall after that. And he's got 2 for 2 right now, and blinking away for the time being is going to be the Sand King. Sprout just a bit short. That'll be it. Ends up being a
Aegis for 2 supports. Pretty good trade, but they're going to lose their tier 2 off this. And they still have BKBs available on Queen and Prophet, so if they want to go further, it's an option.
Yeah, no Laguna Blade, no ult for Faye. Should be alright to continue pushing forward. Treants and all 3 of your cores just looking to make something happen. Meanwhile, on the back, looks as though Sand King might want to get someone on the retreat, and that someone is J4. He's going to be hit by that Silver Edge, and dead he will be. His Mastermind picks up 1 on the retreat, and that's always nice.
They might be able to get a tier 1 off this as well. To the point where backdoor protection isn't a thing anymore, so pretty easy. Lina hits like a truck. You know, they're doing a good job of keeping the game going. It's just continuing to
I'll take your tribute.
like keep on pace with the farm with these 3 heroes, and when they actually want to fight.
Might get the kill on this anti-mage using the man side, but there's the Burrow Strike. They finally kill off Swift Ending. The Freezing Field comes out from Solana as well. Tries to Manta away, doesn't get out in time. There's the Burrow Strike. They get a kill on the anti-mage. That's big for them. That's a lot of gold going the way of this slaughter.
Yeah, game's suddenly turning around.
And another tier 1. Can Slark get farmed up enough where he's just the nuisance to this entire team? You know, they've popped up their net worth with Lina 2nd and now Slark 3rd. Just seems like slowly but surely Rocket Scientists are kind of pulling themselves back into the game.
Yeah, I think it's mostly down to like when Planet Dog bought their BKBs, they didn't use them for anything. They like whiffed a smoke, and then their Aegis fight was mediocre at best. It just got them a tier 2 and 2 supports. So Slack finishes his next item. Lina gets hers, which I think is flying out to her now. Yeah, she has a BKB, which is going to make her fighting a lot easier, not having to worry about anything minus like a Fiend's Grip. I'd still favor the Radiant, but they've just been making a few silly errors, and they haven't really got the tool that enables them to fight the most yet, being like Abyssal or a Hex to catch someone out. It doesn't look like they're getting either of those soon. So like Prophet's going to finish his Mjolnir, most likely. Quap's going for a Lincoln. Hey, it could be Hex as well, unless she's got the components somewhere. Yeah, she's got the rest on the chicken. Yeah. So Lincoln's is really good this game though. It stops the Sand King being able to stun you, so only Earth Spirit can really jump you. Just needs like 20 gold. She has that available.
Do you think though when Qual hits that level 25, starts getting that nice lifesteal, things just become that much harder? Like, can Rocket Scientists really pull through if this game continues just to go this late?
I think they really need to keep the pace up that they've had the past few minutes, because otherwise it is just going to be like too few resources to focus on the free cores in the end. But that all depends how late the game goes and when they're fighting. Because they've recovered their net worth now. The only heroes that are really dragging are like the Sand King in comparison to the Prophet, which is pretty standard. So one's trying to make plays and one's constantly farming. It's just going to come down to like, I think A, the item choices, and B, the execution of like Slack and Lina.
Take a look over. They might have found themselves something in the anti-mage. Gets low once again. He's going to get very low and low enough to drop. The Sonic Wave comes down. Quap's left on this cliff. He might be the second one to drop on this team. Forced to use that BKB and continue to try and work on Rocket Scientist. Meanwhile, on the back end, they've got 2 stunned up. There's the Fiend's Grip, but immediately stopped out as J4 is going to drop to Mastermind. And another solid play from Rocket Scientist. They take out both the Anti-Mage and J4.
I've constantly been saying how hard it is to make plays when the other team's leading, but it feels like now they're just walking into them. Like, all the dodging they did at the early game is basically for naught now. They're just walking into them every time, and it's not favorable at all. Because one of the biggest problems they have is, like, they don't have a hero that walks into the fight unless you're hitting buildings, and they don't have a hero to save you if you get gone on before you BKB. Because Bane got silenced that time, but I don't think the Nightmare would matter too much. So they're making it hard for themselves. And now there's also a gem up on the CM, so any aggressive vision they have to scout the rotations is quickly going to be dewarded. Having a gem with Slack is always a very annoying thing to play against. Because this is a lineup that they kind of rely on having at least some vision somewhere to be able to make the plays on the map.
Rocket Scientist just clearing out some vision. They are only 3,000 net worth behind now, and we talked about how they could execute well with the draft they had, and they just had to overcome the skill differential between them and Planet Dog. It seems to be something they're doing is they continue to want to press the issue of Planet Dog not really being able to react against these heroes.
I suppose there's also something to be said for, like, at this stage of the game, they're probably feeling like they just needed to use their BKBs like 8 minutes ago when they got them, and now they just need to split push, and that's kind of their game plan. There's not really much else to put onto it. And they probably are oversimplifying it and fucking up because of it, you know? Does that make any sense?
Overthinking the situation puts a lot more pressure on yourself. Yes.
Yeah. It's like the other team has many plays. So.
They smoke up. This could be a big fight. They're going to try and go in. The Orchid's immediately out on the Earth Spirit. Now they've got the BKB popped on Swiftang. He's going to try and go towards the back. Sonic Wave is going to be thrown as well as the Epicenter thrown from Sand King. And they don't find anything just yet on the side of Rocket Scientists as they lose both the Lina and the Earth Spirit. They continue to go in. There's the ult thrown by Swift Ending, and we're continuing to lose people off camera as they've lost the Bane. They've lost the Crystal Maiden. Now they're going to look for more in Faye. Faye's going to be under vision. Now they continue to try and work, and he's going to go for this kill on Milan, but it's probably going to cost him his life. He's going to be Orchided up now. There's a big Burrow Strike coming out on 2, but still Orchided up, not really able to run away. Tries to take out 33, and he'll drop as well. So 4 for 2. 33 getting a double kill. A nice fight for Planet Dog, and they can continue to push off this.
Yeah, I think Milan won them that fight with his decision to just go on the Lina. The second both teams ran into each other. And that's like the key focus. If they can jump this hero and put her on the defensive, I don't think she got her ult off. She threw a few right clicks with the BKB, that was about it. And Slack just doesn't have the items to be able to do enough yet. He needs like one more, and then maybe that situation looks different. But asking him to have another 5-6k gold is a big ask, you know?
So now you've got the Mjolnir going for the
Smoke
Orchid
again?
next. And another smoke coming out from Planet Dog.
This is a really good time as well, because the other teams might split up and push out lanes, and worst to worst, they dive them in the base when there's no Slack. And they pop their BKBs and get out if shit goes badly.
Yeah, so they're pushing up top with these treants, and I think they're going to wait with this smoke.
Now it's just Roche, I think.
Roche?
But
No, it's not.
we get the luxury of seeing it's not up for a while. It's only 30 seconds though, so it's quicker than the average respawn.
So they're going to try and hold this area, but now smoked up is is the side of Rocket Scientists. This is something they want to do, just come back on these heroes and make sure they don't lose anything. And now Swift Ending actually points into the rest of the team. Is going to be lifted up, or actually the Sand King's going to be lifted up. He's going to be silenced up as well. And now Bad Trucking might be the first one to fall in this fight. He's going to end up getting magnetized off, which will slow them down with the blink on forward, trying to get this Crystal Maiden. The Shadow Strike does hit, now going to be slowed up and trying to get away. The Sprout's going to block him off, and he will be taken out. So 2 are dead, and we're going to have Roche come up as they finish this fight. They'll probably push in this lane and go back for it.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Yep.
They only killed the 2 supports. It's not unfeasible that at least one of them could have buyback, so...
When you want to go...
The fact they have both gems as well means this vision's gonna last a while. It's so hard for the other team to play into that now.
It's going to be Aegis on Anti-Mage. They're also going to have the Cheese. That's Cheese on Qual. So now you've got the Aegis on Anti-Mage, who they've been focusing quite a bit and have almost brought him down a couple of times. He's died twice, but... You know, to kill him 2 times consecutively, I just don't see Rocket Scientists really having the power to pull that off.
No, I think that's only going to happen if the other team massively overextends. If they manage to kill the other 4 heroes and somehow ignore the AM in the entire fight, then killing him twice is pretty easy. But if they're killing him anywhere near the start of the fight, then it's a different story.
Juan getting taken out again, but you know, space, I guess.
Yeah, it's not too big of a deal. Like 40 seconds. They have Abyssal on AM now, so that's something that is going to make his fighting a lot easier. If he ever sees Valina, Blink Abyssal, BKB. If you don't kill her, you're doing a lot of damage and forcing her to like play really, really safe.
She's trying to get a Bloodthorn out. Oh, actually, now she changes that to a Shiva's Guard.
I think he realizes he needs like a defensive mechanism. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Hurricane, but I suppose Shiva's helps you a lot with just like the natural physical damage. There's also AC on Quap now, so...
Yeah, and going for the Mjolnir next.
Yeah, pretty standard.
And you get that level 25. Go for that Mjolnir. Get that life steal.
I can't believe he took the spell steal, you know, it's like the most underrated talent in the game.
The seeds of fortune.
I hope you all know that was sarcastic and the other one is complete garbage and needs to change.
Yeah, 550 on the AoE Shadow Strike is kind of nothing. Take a look over bottom. They've got the Magnetize out on J4. He's going to have to retreat just a little bit. Swift Ending trying to find a pickoff. Not going to find anything just yet. Now we see on the back line, it's the Spark getting himself a kill, but now he might have been a little bit too deep. He's going to be forced to use that ult. A nice Sprout comes out. Let's see if they can make anything happen. They've got the Nightmare out of Swift Ending. He's going to continue to survive. He's got the Abyssal Blade coming out through on Earth Spirit. And they'll take out 3, in all of which Earth Spirit, Lina, and Sand King. And now they'll get the kill. Or actually, now they'll get the kill on Lina as they took out Crystal Maiden, Earth Spirit, and Sand King.
Still have Aegis, still have BKB of Qual. Not an easy hold, even though they have their 3 cores available.
So they buy back, trying to hold it out. There's the Burrow Strike coming out on Tulon. He's going to be popped on Flop. They're pushing back this Sand King very well. Swift Ending getting very low, but he's still got himself that Aegis. They're going to continue to go in on Faye. Faye's going to try and use that, trying to heal up. And he just makes his way out. They finally pop the Aegis on Swift Ending, looking at least to get this full set of racks, but they've got the stun. Oh man, a great play by J4.
I don't think I've seen that in ages. Alright, so they're gonna bleed 1 kill at least.
Yeah, they're gonna lose themselves 33. They're continuing to chase. They've got the Burrow Strike on J4. He's not gonna survive this onslaught. As in comes Faye. They take out 2, trying to retreat back after losing a full set of racks.
They have to do something now, I feel like. They're gonna get a DD on Slark.
Double damage.
They kind of just have to like play with freedom. They know they have no buybacks, so it's just kind of YOLO all in at this point. They have some form of an advantage. They can counteract some here. Clark also has 20 stacks, so really good amount of tower damage.
Here's the TP's in. They're going to try and get this tier 3. Maybe they can take out Faye, but he still has that. Actually, Lincoln's is popped. They've got the Burrow Strike coming in. They might be able to take out this Anti-Mage. He's getting very low. Swift Ending. He's going to pop that try, but he's not going to be able to survive. Faye's got himself a kill. They're going to lose him on the back end of this fight, as well as Sand King. So they trade 1 for 1. They both have buyback. 33 comes in trying to find Earth Spirit and Will, but he'll be able to Rolling Boulder into some distance, and I think they're going to put on the chase with both Kaiser and 33, especially for the fact that he's got no more teleportation cooldown. So
he's out.
Continue to put on the chase. Bastrock finds a way out. Very well played by that Earth Spirit.
And he also bought a good 20-30 seconds of them chasing him when they weren't pushing out lanes, which might mean that Sand King's around a bit sooner when they have a few more buildings up.
So let's see again. The push is coming from Planet Dog in this game 1 of the best of 3. Get their bottom tier 3 pushed in. They've got Earth Spirit ready to roll in, try and get that Magnetize out. There's the link in with a nice Boulder Smash, but it's not going to stop much. BKB's going to be popped on Mastermind. They've got their telekinesis out on Earth Spirit, and now he's going to be the first one to hit the deck. The Magnetize off, they turn it towards 33, who's going to survive for the time being, being saved by J4, but it looks as though it'll be cleaned up by this Lina. They work on J4, Faye should be able to get the kill. He's got 14 stacks as an Essence Shift. They don't find themselves another one on their tree.
They know he has no buyback, so look to make a play, push out lanes, go for the mid-racks. Slack has his BKB as well now. Lina finished to Lincoln's. She's going to make it a lot harder for the AM to do what he wants.
This'll come in handy.
Illusion.
So they are going to push over mid. You know, there's no 33 for about 65 seconds. And they're not going to be really in trouble with getting ratted out, despite losing the mid set of racks. They might be able to take one in return. There's the stolen Burrow Strike coming out from Milan, but it's going to be taken out immediately. There's the BKB from Swift Ending. They've got themselves a kill on the Lina. Now they're going to look to just continue to hold. I don't think they can continue on without the Lina, but they do try to go for it. They've got the Pounce Leash onto the Anti-Mage. He's going to get very low. The Sonic Wave is thrown in by Kaiser, as well as the ulti dropped by Solen. They've got 4. They're looking for Kaiser to get 5. And that is a huge fight win for the side of Rocket Scientists.
Yeah, this AM hero is just like not doing anything, it feels like. He's just dying.
So now Slark, you know, we talked time and time again about that slow start he had. He sits top of the net worth. Quap too in front of this Anti-Mage who had free farm forever.
He's been the one dying instead of the Quap though, so the one position role has been traded off. Anti-Mage is a really mediocre core if you're fighting on a par with someone. It's a bit better since the talents got introduced, and so, but both the cores have Lincolns, so it's really hard for him to initiate with a Basher, his Abyssal. Similar thing for Quap as well. Like Shadow Strike animation takes forever to land and pop the Lincoln. So I think they really need a Hex, which is probably only going to come from the Prophet, who just finished up his Hurricane Pike, and he's technically 6 slotted. So we'll see what they can do without one.
Kaiser just continuing to farm, and he's looking for Scotty instead of that owner. Let's see how long till Roche is back. We'll respawn in a minute and a half. We take a look over mid. The BKB is popped on Kaiser, so they push back Kaiser. No BKB. And if they want to continue to put the pressure on, they've been taking these good high ground fights. They might even go for it again. Take a look. They've got the pounce. J4 in a lot of trouble. Looks as though he'll die. The nice boulder smash comes out. They'll get a 2-for-1, it seems, on Milan. Or a 2-for-0.
Liquid are doing it, boys.
Oh,
that's AM.
Dead, and now Anti-Mage in a lot of trouble. Swift Ending's going to try and get out. He's forced to pop that BKB. Still mating, getting hit very hard. The Pop's going to end up dropping to the Laguna Blade as well as Faye. Faye's got a triple kill. Gem's down on the deck. It's 30-29, and all of a sudden, despite being down 10,000 net worth, they're looking pretty good. But up top, 33 is going to be going for this Tier 3. They've lost the Tier 3 over bottom, and 33 right on back.
They might be down 10k net worth, but I feel like this AM has the game impact of like a 14k net worth hero at the moment, maybe less. You know, in fights he's really not that hard to kill, and he's also doing minimal amounts. So now it's just base trade scenario. If Planet Dog can get anything done, if not, he's just losing multiple racks.
Yeah, they're looking over bottom. There's going to be the Frostbite. He's going to have to use that Manta Style. The backdoor protection is on this bottom set of racks, and meanwhile, they're losing their bottom set of racks. Faye's going to continue to hit away at it. He's taking out this range rack. That's going to drop. We still have range racks over mid, but Swift Ending pushing only the way he can, and he doesn't have enough to really touch these two buildings.
And Slug's going to have an Abyssal now, so it's going to make the man fighting even harder. And BKBs are going to become much less relevant all of a sudden. And they're going to get a rush as well. At least Kaiser holds on to his buyback. That could be a really clutch thing if he can bait the spells in a fight and then buy back and turn it that way with the extra lie. But it's looking really bleak now. The other team just does more with their heroes. The gold advantage is no longer really in play when it's so minimal, it's so late into the game.
They're going to try and come in and take this Roche, but there's the Burrow Strike. The Magnetize is used. They might lose this Anti-Mage again. He's going to hit away at Bashrock, but he's got himself a kill on the Earth Spirit. That's about it. Now he's going to have to be forced to blink away. They've lost Mastermind, so both the Lina and the Earth Spirit are going to die. They're going to try and take this Roche, but now Faye's going to come in with the BKB. He's going to take away J4, and he's going to be pounced and leashed up. Here comes Solan with a nice ulti once again. Milan's going to fall. The Aegis is down, and it's picked up by Faye. So they lose 33. Their two supports, Lina and Earth Spirit, buy back.
TD as well.
Double damage is now up, and Faye's got the Aegis. Oh boy. Planet Dog just not able to seal up this game one. And it looks as though Rocket Scientists have a chance to steal it right away.
Yeah, straight for throne it looks like. DD Rune, 30 stacks. It's going to melt pretty quickly.
Got the buyback
they
coming in
can buy back
from
what they
Milan.
want, but it doesn't matter.
What can they do to really make this worth it? They're going to try and come in. Mastermind's going to end up dropping. He's dead for 100 seconds. Now they've lost their tier 4s. Meanwhile, there's entire fights going on, but Faye's going to continue to hit away at this Ancient. Swift Ending. He's finally back alive. Now they look at Faye, who's using that ulti, trying to get himself the kill. The Sprout comes, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Rocket Scientists steal game one. Planet Dog, they had control the entire time, and they end up losing. They didn't even lose the net worth lead at the end of that game, and they lose their Ancient. They lose game one. Rocket Scientists steal it.
Problem of their own making, I feel like.
They had such a good early game. Planet Dog, the textbook game you want for Swift Ending on that Anti-Mage. And it just does not work out. Slark, Faye, 18-3-9. Carries his team to victory despite having that slow start.
If you just look at the Anti-Mage's contribution, 13k hero damage, 500 creeps. Not so good.
Wow.
Some of it does come down to the draft though, because they don't have a hero that like lets the AM not get initiated on. Whether it's a defensive hero or a hero that goes in first to give him vision. They're really much relying on splitting the fights up through lanes, being pressured, heroes TPing away. And then they just had this window of like 5 to 10 minutes of constantly dropping heroes to city rotations, and then Swift Ending not popping his BKB and dying several times. That was more good play from the Dire side than bad play on his part because of positioning and stuff, but yeah. It was just like a blanket that had a loose thread, and it all went away very, very quickly.
And it's that game on the back of Faye. Taking game 1, Rocket Scientists over Planet Dogs. They're trying to get into the finals of this open qualifier to qualify for regionals. And let's see, can they take this 2-0? Rocket Scientists, we said we like their draft. And really the question now is, can they beat this team of Planet Dog, which, you know, the two of us thought that they were the better team skill-wise, but Rocket Scientists surprising us game 1, taking game 1, and now have a 1-0 lead going into game 2, hoping to move on. So we'll be back with that in just a moment. I'm your caster, BCop, at BCop92. I'm joined here by PQMZ, at PQMZ, Dota _. We'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. Thank you guys for watching, and stay right there.